Hello everybody and welcome back to Rebuilding Newcastle. It's episode 4. We've got a big game in the league that can hopefully cement our place in that top 4 and maybe even title contenders. And things have been going great. We've had a January transfer window, a few developments at the club too, so plenty to get into. Hopefully you enjoy today's episodes. Let's get right into it. Hi everybody, Jake here. Welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you're new. We are here with episode 4 of our Rebuilding Newcastle series where we have a game today away to Brentford. On top of that, as you can see, we're in February. The last time you saw us was around November. So there has been a big jump in terms of a time gap, so plenty of games have happened that we need to get into, plenty of players coming in and out of form, injuries, transfers being made, January transfer window has been and gone, so there was a bit of business done there as well to hopefully improve the team, both ingoings and outgoings. Things have been going way better than I ever expected they would here at Newcastle, and that goes as well for the YouTube channel and this Newcastle series. 3 episodes in, there's still a significant portion of you watching from that first episode. Obviously not everyone's going to stay from episode 1 to episode 3, but yeah, you guys who have stayed, thank you very much. I know that I don't put videos out as often as other people, so it does mean a lot that you guys stick around. Obviously I do FM Scout videos as well, so it's hard to balance both out. But before we get into episode 4 and all the details, I want to hope that this series can continue that push, so if you guys can hit the like button to let me know you're enjoying it, but also it really helps push these videos out to as many people as possible. It really does, so if you could hit that like button, that would be great. Feel free to drop a comment down below about our signings, about the game, or if you just want to help boost the algorithm, comment Marcus Edwards or Marcus, whatever you want to do, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I was aiming for 5k subs by Christmas. You guys have been awesome to the fact that we're now at 4,250. We've gone at 1,000 subscribers within 1 month. I know I'm listing off a lot of numbers here and you just want to get into the video, but I just have to say thank you. And we've also got our first channel member on the channel too, so thank you to Magne. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sure if you let me know in the comments how to pronounce it, you will let me know. But the first person to go onto the join button on the channel, it means a lot of it, even if one person out there wants to financially contribute for this content to keep it going more regularly. Yeah, it really does mean a lot to me, so thank you. And to anyone else who wants to check it out, feel free, but I'm going to stop plugging it from here on out for the rest of the series. I'll just say thank you if anyone does it. But here we go, Newcastle episode 4. How have we been doing? Well, as you can see, we are sitting comfortably in 5th place in the league, and I say comfortably because we are pretty far off anyone in 6th place, which is Leeds, and then Aston Villa are a bit below them. People like Chelsea are pretty much out of the race now, as are Tottenham. I don't see them coming for the top 6 spots that they usually would do. Atop of us is Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool and Man U. I think we could easily finish 3rd this season. I think over the course of the season we've been playing very well. This is a game in hand today. I assume everyone else will play at the same time, but it is technically a game in hand. So if we were to win this and win our game in hand, we'd be sitting on 54 points, putting us ahead of Man City, ahead of Arsenal, on a better goal difference than Arsenal. I would expect us to finish above Arsenal. Man City maybe at a push. Don't expect us to fully challenge for the title, but you never know. We have been playing very well. And that leads us on to our form. Now, cup competitions have been another story. I think that proves where we're at with this Newcastle squad, that the first 11 is good enough to compete, but when we get to a cup game and I have to rotate, maybe not so much. Knocked out in the 3rd round by Oxford and knocked out in the 4th round of the FA Cup by Burnley. It has caused a bit of friction with the board, but thankfully our league performance has done the job that meant that it's okay. We can pretty much do whatever we want and the board are happy with us. 5th place is very good, but I hope we can push for a Champions League spot. Before we have a look at the transfers and the financial situation, if we look at our general form since the last episode, which I believe was like a lucky win against Liverpool, right? I say lucky win, no, but I think we deserved to win that game. It was Callum Wilson, yes. So since then, we drew to Burnley away, who seem to be a problem club for us this season. We beat Wolves, Palace, Brighton, drew to Leeds, beat Watford, QPR, beat Manchester United, which is great because they are top of the league by a significant margin. And not only that, we beat them with a man off. We scored, got a man off and scored 2 more. So great performance from us there. Morelos got sent off about a minute after coming on, which seems typical of that guy because I think he has a very high aggression. And we then drew to Tottenham, beat Chelsea, drew to Everton, lost to Burnley, so it's going okay. This Everton result was a massive one, by the way, because obviously we can't afford to drop too many points. In this game, we were 3-0 down after 51 minutes. 60th minute, we score a penalty. Marcus Edwards gets his one back. Nyanzu manages to scrape a goal for us in that second half, get us 1 point, which is massive, just in terms of keeping our momentum up. Obviously, we did lose a bit to Burnley, but I'm not too bothered. This is the real test now, if we can just keep kicking on. Because the rest of the season, I think up to the start of April, we could win every single game. Then in April, you've got your big tests about whether, depending on where we are, these could be the big ones that decide if we get top 4. Chelsea are in there too, who on their day could challenge us a fair bit, but don't seem to be doing too well this season. So I'm very happy with general performance. In terms of the club and who is playing well, if we go by average match rating, Nyanzu has been doing great. Akanji, unfortunately, has got a big injury, so he's going to be out for about 6 months now, which is really harsh because he is our best defender in terms of current ability rating. Willock playing well, Callum Wilson doing well, Rafinha, Morelos even chipping in with goals. Badashile, I think, has been brilliant. And I think whilst we're looking at the team, we should probably look at the transfers we have made. So if we go by date, we'll start with players who have left the club. So Dubravka rejected a £7.5 million move to Roma, where they were offering him more money, and said no, and we eventually had to sell him to Toluca, who I believe is a Mexican club, for £2.5 million, and pay part of his wages. So it's a bit confusing, but I just needed him gone because he's too big of a player to be sitting in the reserves. He played like once this season, so why not let him go? We recalled Federico Fernandez from loan just to sell him on for £1 million. I thought it made sense, bringing in some money. Similarly, we've got Caldalo, Dubravka, who's gone, Lavakovic, Freddie Woodman's still in there. We didn't need another keeper in Mark Gillespie, so he's left for 675 grand. And Mavidi left for £1.1 million. This is a youngster who has potential to go far, but my scouts had him at a 3.5 star potential ability rating. Southampton offered 1.1 million, and then every time he plays, up until 10 games he's played, we get 500k roughly. So we're going to get 6 million from him if he ever does make it into a decent player. I think that's a win-win situation. If he doesn't end up being good, we still made money. If he ends up being really good, we make more money, and he's probably not ever going to be good enough to get into our first team anyway. And then we made a few transfers ourselves. So firstly, Corentin Tolisso was leaving Bayern Munich on a free deal, but we kind of needed an extra body around, so we just offered £2 million to take him right now. And I think it's a good bit of business. He's an okay midfielder. He's had plenty of caps for France. He's got plenty of experience, although the game doesn't seem to rate him currently. A bit of an injury-prone kind of player, but he'll be all right in my midfield. But I've more bought him for the fact that he's very versatile. So if we need him at right back, he can play right back. Left back, he can play left back if at a push. You also might remember we brought in Dani Alves at the end of the first transfer window, but because of a sabbatical, he didn't join the club for a lot later. He's been pretty rubbish, so I think Tolisso might have to play a few times in that right-back spot. We then signed Bentancur on loan from Juventus. He was available on loan. We thought, why not pick him up? Another body for the midfield. And then next season, he's going to cost us £16 million. It's pretty much mandatory because, qualify for the Premier League, basically don't get relegated and we have to pay. I'm fine with that. He's a very good player, 24 years old, room to improve or at least sell on for way more than we bought him for. And then just for like a mentor kind of older player to have around the club, I found Cesc Fabregas was leaving on a free deal. I thought, why not bring him in? I thought he'd have better mentors than this, but either way, it's Cesc Fabregas. He might be a great deep line playmaker. I just like the guy. I don't know why I wanted him. I just like the guy. £22,000 he cost us to bring him in straight away, not on too much money. We've got a good squad now. Even John Joe Shelby's been contributing with a few goals here and there. We've got a few selection problems today, which we'll get into, but FFP is probably the next thing to look at. We're projected to be at a loss of 18 million and we need it to go down to 4. A lot of you guys have been saying I can spend what I want and the board will just pump money in, which I understand. I could probably do. That makes sense that would happen in Football Manager, but I don't want that to be the case. I want to play at least semi-realistic, so I'm not just going to pump in loads of money into the club. I'm going to be smart about it. But I think this should be fine because of competition prize money. If you can tell by my voice, it's just changed a little bit because I just sneezed off camera, so there we go, give me a second. It sounds very nasally. I don't know what to do about it. But I can't remember whether I showed this last video, but the board have started developing the club. They're expanding the stadium for £40 million, improving the youth facilities, improving the training facilities, which I think is all very much needed to raise our reputation and bring in the best players to the club. I still think we're on course to hit Champions League. Third place would be even better, but if we can hit Champions League, 4th spot, money comes into the club, FFP passes, we get into the Champions League, more reputation, buy more players, push for the Premier League title, and then another season and we win the Champions League. That's what I reckon. With the money we've got, I think we'll be fine. Assuming in the second season we still get a massive budget like we did in the first, we'll be perfectly fine. But we should probably get into today's game. I don't want to waste too much time. I got a few comments recently saying like, speed it up a little bit more. I'm pretty happy with the way I do things. If everyone said that, fair enough, but I think I'm pretty happy with the way I pace these videos out. A bit about the club, then we get into the game. The game sometimes doesn't take too long, but it's not my fault, it's just Football Manager. But here we are with a team today to face Brentford away from home. They're doing okay in the league. I think away from home could be a bit of a struggle, but we'll go and see how it goes. We've got Lavakovic in goal, we've got Selic, Nyanzu, Badashile and Tolisso at left back because Grimaldo is our best left back option, out injured. Dummett is our second best, out injured. Jamal Lewis, third best, arguably the best performer out of all of them, I think, also injured. We could, I suppose, put Selic there and maybe go with Tolisso on the other side or Dani Alves. Do I trust Dani Alves in a game like this, though, is the question. You know what? Tolisso is he's the kind of player that should be able to do something in a game like this. So we're going to go for it. Zeki, Selic hasn't exactly cemented that right back spot so much that I couldn't play him anywhere else, so we'll go for that. We've gone for Weigl at the base of the midfield with a midfield two of Bissouma and Willock. Going forward, we've got Raphinha, St. Maximin and Morelos, because Wilson is a little bit injured, as is Loftus-Cheek, who would arguably be in the team right now. And yeah, I'm interested to see how we get on. I haven't used most of these players yet. Tolisso played in the cup game, as did Bentancur, but I don't want to push him into the first team just yet, because that Burnley game was a bit of a rubbish one in the cup. So let's see how we get on, I guess. So let's get straight into the game. If you do enjoy it, drop a like, comment down below who you think will win the match. Thank you again for all the support on the series. And let's get right into it. Yeah, Tolisso, whatever it is, squad number. It said Fabregas. Oh, I'm sorry I can't give him your favourite number, Cesc, but we'll just go with it. Ivan Toney on that Brentford team could be a threat. And here we go with kickoff time. One thing that I am slightly worried about is with Akanji getting injured, our two main centre-backs that are going to have to see out the rest of the season are Nyanzu and Badashile. Oh, that is a great goal from Aya. Is he going to be disallowed? I really hope so, because that would be an awful start if not, but I don't see why it should have been. It looked onside to me. We'll see though. Oh, it has been disallowed. Okay, great. Good start then. But yeah, I was just saying Badashile and Nyanzu, maybe a bit too young to be a partnership that could potentially go on to challenge for a Champions League spot, but I think they've proved it so far this season that they can be good enough. I am just going to speed up the game during the highlights, because that seemed a little bit too slow then. But yeah, not the best to start that we allowed a chance like that. I guess we can be okay because it was offside. So supposedly if it was onside, maybe we would have defended it better. I don't know, but oh, that's not good. St. Maximin getting injured, potential lower leg injury. Hopefully it's not a leg break or anything, and I think it's going to have to be Ryan Fraser that comes on. Another player that maybe doesn't need to be around the club next season. He hasn't done anything particularly wrong, but he hasn't done anything particularly good either, and I want to get to the point with this Newcastle team, with the money we've got, that the backup to each player should also be a good enough quality player like Man City are in real life and Chelsea in real life, where the backup is just as good as the player who they would replace. So that might hurt us a little bit. I'm not sure how ready Ryan Fraser will be, particularly if St. Maximin is out for a while. It could be a Marcus Edwards situation, even though he's usually better at playing on the right, and we actually promised that he'd play on the right. But here is the first highlight that looks like we're going forward. Tolisso to Raphinha, who seems to only show up for you guys in the videos, to be honest. Everywhere else he doesn't seem to be very good. But Joe Willock has been maybe my star of the season. When we obviously signed all these players, you wouldn't have been thinking Joe Willock would be the one that is having the biggest impression in games, but it's another key goal from him to put us 1-0 up after 32 minutes. I think he scored in video 1 as well, I could be wrong. From a similar situation as well, Raphinha squaring it across. Playing that Mazzala role perfectly as Willock, and he's finished it very, very well. The right side of our play is definitely much better than our left in my opinion, so right back, inverted winger, and the Mazzala seem to work a lot better than the box-to-box, wing back and inside forward. Probably a tactical thing, but happy with this so far. A 1-0 lead does put us into that top 4, which I just saw in the top corner. And I think that's about right. I think we're doing well, but we could definitely take it up a gear in this match and hopefully push on for a little bit more. Morelos could potentially come off, but I don't really know who I'd bring him off for. We do have a corner against us now, though, with Canos into the box, and obviously Brentford are a very physical side in the air, so we've done well that they haven't scored from that. I've seen a lot of people saying near post corners are very effective. I still haven't done my corner tactic. I don't really want to abuse it if it is like a glitch or a bug in the system that means that it works too often. Like long throws last year, I never really did that until we really needed it with Lille. So I'm not really going to go for that. But Marcus Edwards, I think it's about time to get him on for Raphinha. And then I guess Morelos. Does he come off Almiron? Do we put Marcus Edwards or Fraser? Oh, no, I think we stick Morelos on, keep him on. I think he'll have a good chance towards the end of the game. I think we bring on Bentancur for Weigl. Why not? Bentancur should be a good enough player that he can come on in a game like this, and we shouldn't notice too much of a difference. They're all 3 subs made now. We're going to do whatever Graham Jones, our assistant manager, says. We're actually getting rid of him because I want a better assistant manager, so his contract will be going down. I'm going to demand more though, because I still don't think we've done enough in this game. 1 highlight and that's it, and we scored from it. I will take it. It probably doesn't make the world's best video, but I will definitely take a win if we can see it out with 3 minutes to go on the clock. Oh no, there is a highlight with 15 seconds to go, and it is Brentford on the ball. De Silva to Onyeka, back to De Silva. He's going to put a ball in, isn't he? Okay, he's blasted it way over the bar. We got lucky there, but that is going to be a massive win for us as soon as Livakovic takes this goal kick. There we go, job done. Willock's wonder goal, it said at the bottom there. I wouldn't really say it was a wonder. It was a good goal, but it wasn't a wonder goal, Football Manager. Ignore the praise. Yeah, I think that's about right. We don't want to be complacent. This is the kind of game we should be winning with a team we've got. And as you can see, 25 games played for pretty much everyone now. We are sitting comfortably in 3rd place, 1 point off Liverpool. What's that, 7 points off the title? We could potentially do it. We are playing a lot of these teams. If we do somehow beat them all towards the end of the season, imagine if we win the league first season. That would be very impressive. What was that for St. Maximin? Was that 3 months? 3 weeks? Oh, 3 weeks is perfect. That's fine. Basuma could do with a rest. Well, I could also do it Basuma in the team at this point, so I don't think so. I think if we had cup games, I'd give him a rest, but no, we've got a game every week pretty much now. He should be fine. But anyway, guys, there we go. That is the end of episode 4. Hopefully I can get episode 5 to you a little bit quicker. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to like the video, comment down below if you want to, subscribe to the channel. You've all been amazing in terms of what you've done for this series so far, even if no one watches from this point on. Yeah, it's been my biggest videos ever, so really big thank you for that. I hope everyone stays safe, has a great day, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.